Diecast fans, I'm Tom Spinners Watson. And I'm Frank the Guru Gibbs. And welcome to the third round of the Gravity Chaos Rallycross competition. First up, we've got Group 1, starting with Crazy Canuck, Arlo, Mick K and Big Mike. You can see some basic stats there, including the balance front to rear. And after some drivers had some accidents at Tuck and Roll Corner, we've increased safety by putting Safety Steve there with a flag to slow the drivers down. I, for one, am feeling pretty good about those safety measures. So here we go, race number 1, Canuck and Arlo in lanes 1 and 2, Mick K and Big Mike in 3 and 4. Oh, I can just feel the excitement. And here we go, they're racing for the first time, and it looks like we've lost Arlo already somehow. Crazy Canuck out in the lead, and Mick K making a move up the outside. He tries to get through. Crazy Canuck pushes him hard into the wall. That allows Big Mike to catch up, and we've got a tight grouping as we head into the forestry and up Magnus Mountain. And that takes out the bogans. Bodies go flying. Canuck's windscreen must be covered in blood after that. Mick K pushing into the side of him. Canuck slows him right down, but Big Mike with the assist there. Oh my god, I'm on my feet. There's so much going on. And this is only the first race. We got Mick K, who was going to take out the first run, followed by Big Mike, and then we got Crazy Canuck stalled out there, and no idea what happened to Arlo. He just seemed to completely vanish. If you keep an eye on lane 2 there, he goes across. He must have hit 88 miles per hour and he's just disappeared into a whole other dimension. And speaking of disappearing into a different dimension, Crazy Canuck mowing down spectators and Safety Steve there. And not just once, but twice. Look, that guy in the white actually got clipped again as Crazy Canuck goes through. They got absolutely pummeled. It's definitely a rough start for the spectators, and poor old Safety Steve, he'll be wondering why we gave him that job. He obviously needs to wave his flag around a bit more. And then Mick K here, putting the moves on Crazy Canuck. Crazy Canuck did everything he could to stop him, to force a rerun, but Big Mike with the assist there allowed them both to move through. Well, in this group, Big Mike was the lowest point scorer coming in, started with 67 points compared to the others at 80 and 81, so he needed those points. Now you'll see Arlo there with a +1. That was because he took out the fastest time in the time trials. He starts this round with a bonus point, and we know in this competition every point is going to be key. Alright, well, let's see if we can keep the drivers on the track this time and not take out too many spectators on the way through. We've got Arlo in lane number 1 now. Next to him is Mick K, and it's a clean start from everybody. Arlo putting the hammer down early. He is flying out to a huge lead here. Big Mike trying everything he can to catch him. Mike's got his work cut out for him if he thinks he's going to catch up to the fastest driver on the track. Well, so far he's doing a pretty good job of reeling him in, but there goes Arlo straight up Magnus Mountain, opening up that lead, and he is all by his lonesome. He's actually looking like a really good time. Is he going to beat his previous time? Here he goes, and he's done it again. And it looks like absolute carnage. You mean chaos? It looks like absolute chaos on the track there. We're going to have to go back to the replay to find out what happened to those three. But congratulations, Arlo. That was a heck of a run. And that does count towards a Speed Demon Award because he did it during a race. So you see Arlo go through there, and then, oh, Big Mike coming through upside down, jams himself into the corner. Crikey, I really thought he might have fallen out of there, but he's wedged in tighter than a tick on a dog's backside, and even getting nailed by Mick K and Crazy Canuck didn't free him. So unfortunately for them, they all only get 3 points, but Arlo picks up a very important 13 points. And if you're just new to the channel, the first set of numbers in each column is the race points, and then the second one is the checkpoint points. That's right, there's 6 actual checkpoints around the track that drivers have to pass, and then there is a bonus point for going through the Joker lane. And you don't have to cross the finish line to get checkpoint points. And race 3 gets underway, and it looks like Arlo's going to pull into the lead, is he? Oh, he's right on Mick K's tail. He slows down, and Crazy Canuck with the overtake. That was an incredibly tidy overtake there from Crazy Canuck. All drivers bunching up through the forestry, and we've got Mick K leading them up Magnus Mountain. Crazy Canuck now trying to close that distance, and here he comes. He's right on Mick K's tail. Mick getting pushed around. Arlo now closing the distance as well. Mick K goes sideways, and it is a close battle over the finish line. Struth, I thought Mick was a goner there, and Big Mike's parked up. I wonder what happened to him. Well, at least Safety Steve's back on his feet after getting harassed in those first races. Now check out this perfect overtake from Crazy Canuck. He had the pace, he had the gap, and just picked that out beautifully. And then, oh, that's some dirty play by Arlo. He brake-checked Big Mike going into the corner. Oh, that's a rough finish for Big Mike. And Mick K almost lost it there. Crazy Canuck was all over him. He's very lucky that Crazy Canuck didn't slip past, but still good points overall. And Mick K really needed those as he now moves into the lead overall with 108 points. Now, if you haven't seen it, these groups were decided by the time trials, and it's just crazy that it worked out that the top 3 drivers in this group were 1 point apart. And poor old Big Mike got stuck not only with the fastest driver in the tournament so far, but the 3 other drivers all had a lot more points than him coming into this. Well, I don't think that's going to slow him down. Oh, and he gets a beautiful pass there on Crazy Canuck, but Arlo was just pulling away from him. I think Arlo might be trying to beat his previous record that he just broke. Well, Arlo's really shown these other drivers why he was the speed demon on Gravity Throttle Racing's track, and he is proving it again here. Well, he is looking good. He's on track if he can keep it together. Runs down to the finish line and not quite. And then crossing in second, we got Big Mike, then Crazy Canuck, and finally Mick K. So all 4 drivers made it down, but how about that overtake by Big Mike? I can't believe he managed to squeeze that Civic through that tiny little gap and beat Crazy Canuck there. So the first group is done. Congratulations, Arlo not only picks up the fastest time, but is now the overall points leader. Coming into round 3 after Gravity Throttle, we had EP Videos. Big Cat is number 1, starting on 94 points. And now with tonight's points, Big Mike now moves into 4th position with 94 points. Then Crazy Canuck on 109. Mick K in 2nd place with 115 points. And Arlo with 116 points as the overall leader and the speed demon. Oh my god, we're only one group down and there's been so much action. I need a quick break after that.
Welcome to the Boganeer Flying Academy. Normally, training to be a pilot is complicated and takes a long time, but we've broken it down into simple steps for you. We start with the simple slide and roll, then into simple bounce back, before progressing to more intensive maneuvers like the flying chicken, where we incorporate the first part of the air and roll. Then we move to the puff of air, we start to really get some air under our wings. And once you've managed to master those moves, our experienced teachers will take you out and teach you the Kidderman flip. And this is where the fun really begins, as we get some true height under the cars. And then once you're ready, we put it all together into what we call the whiz. This is where we get some massive air, but we also teach you to land it perfectly on all 4 wheels. Boganeer Flying Academy. Enroll at Possum Hills Aeronautics Division and launch yourself to new heights today.
Buy 2 pink donuts, get a chocolate one for free. Buster's Donuts. Have you busted one today?
Now, the rescue team has been out to check out the Bogans and they're absolutely fine, but they are quite annoyed at Crazy Canuck for spilling their beer. I mean, it's lucky the Bogans were drunk, so they just flip-flopped around like a jellyfish. Still though, it's lucky nobody was killed. Alright, Group 2, we got Iron Man, Sean, Mr. Dark, the 2nd fastest driver, and Papa Pugsley. During the time trials, Mr. Dark set the fastest time before being beaten by Arlo, so he's got something to prove, and I fully expect he'll give it the beans to get it back. So we've got Iron Man in lane 1, Sean in lane 2, Mr. Dark in 3, and Papa Pugsley in 4. Sean and Iron Man getting into it as they head down Devil's Staircase, and Mr. Dark wants that record. He is going hard. If he put his foot down any harder, he'd be going through the floorboards. And he flies up Magnus Mountain. I think he might have even done a wheel stand going up there. He's going so quick. And here we go. Oh, this is going to be close. I'm not sure my heart can take the pressure. And he's done it again. Sets the fastest track record. And Papa Pugsley in 2nd place. And there we see Sean and Iron Man getting stuck. It was disappointing for them, but you were right. Mr. Dark was wheel standing. He's going so quick going up the hill. And I can't believe he just comes straight out the gate and lays down the fastest time and beats Arlo by 3/10 of a second. That was insane. But not only did he set the fastest track time, he also takes the win and moves him up the ladder quite significantly with those 13 points. Wowzers, I wonder if he's got an even quicker time in him. Well, he already beat his best time by half a second. I think that's probably enough. He needs to just concentrate on getting points on the board at this stage. Don't be a wet blanket, Spanners. Everybody wants to see Mr. Dark crank out another one. Well, he's got the lead for now, but here comes Papa Pugsley trying to get around, and they are nose to tail as they head into the forestry section. Pugsley's going to want to stay close to him as they get to the top of Magnus Mountain. Wowzers! Mr. Dark, I didn't even see where he went, but Papa Pugsley keeps it together, and he is now looking at picking up maximum points. Sean coming down behind him. Pugsley picks up the win. Sean in for 2nd and Iron Man for 3rd. And where is Mr. Dark? Oh my god, he's on the highway. Can you imagine if he'd landed on his wheels and driven around again? Okay, I have to see what happened. So here he goes. He gets absolutely launched, ironically, at the Boganeer billboard, and look, he almost landed on his wheels. As we have a look from the tuck and roll cam, look at him go. Oh, Papa Pugsley just mowed down Safety Steve. Crikey, I totally missed that. I was watching Mr. Dark. Well, I mean, rightly so. He did put on a heck of an exhibition. Just imagine if he'd actually attended the Boganeer Academy, he might have been able to pull off the whiz and driven around again. And Well, actually, how would we score that? Would he get extra points?
I think he'd have to if he managed to land on his wheels and then drive around again.
Well, thankfully, we don't have to worry about that for now. So he only picks up the 3 points, but still a great effort. And so far, Iron Man leading the way with 96 points.
And it was a great run from Sean to pick up 10 points and kind of offset that terrible first lap that he had.
So we've got Mr. Dark lined up in lane number 1 this time, Papa Pugsley next to him. Then we've got Iron Man and Sean.
I wonder if Mr. Dark's going to take it a bit easier after having his teeth rattled so badly.
Well, not so far. He's jumped out to a big lead again. Iron Man doing everything he can to catch him up, and he slams into the side of him after Mr. Dark pulled the handbrake for some reason.
Do you think he'll ease off going up Magnus Mountain?
I mean, if I was him, I would, but no, he did not. He just keeps flying up the hill. He is not going to beat his best time this time around, though, after that weird handbrake stunt that he pulled on the highway, but he takes the win. And then we've got Iron Man coming in for second place, and that's Papa Pugsley for third.
And that's a shocking round for Sean. He didn't even cross the first checkpoint, so he comes up with a goose egg on that one.
I can't believe Mr. Dark has won 2 out of 3 races so far, especially after getting completely airborne.
That man's got nerves of steel.
And he is only just behind Papa Pugsley. They both started on the same number of points at 64 coming into this round, but Iron Man takes the lead with 106.
Now you got Pugsley starting in lane number 1. Next to him is Iron Man, then Sean in lane number 3, and all the way out in lane number 4 is Mr. Dark.
So we get underway for the final race. Do you think Mr. Dark's got another win in him, or maybe more airtime?
Well, he spent so much in the air, we had to notify air traffic control.
And here goes Mr. Dark overtaking Papa Pugsley in reverse. And it looks like Iron Man and Sean may have tangled up at the entrance to the forestry. Mr. Dark goes up Magnus Mountain in reverse. Papa Pugsley pushing hard to catch up to him. Here they go, they're nose to nose.
You think Mr. Dark's doing a Brian and flipping him off there?
I don't know, but it's very tight race all the way to the finish. But Mr. Dark holds on from lane number 4 in reverse. And it was a heck of a challenge from Papa Pugsley. And unfortunately, Iron Man and Sean did stall out at the entrance to the forestry. Let's have another look at that.
So you see Mr. Dark go past that. Oh, look at that move from Sean. He did everything he could to get up the inside. He thought he had the line, but Iron Man just got into the side of him, pushed him sideways, and unfortunately that blew both their races.
But Iron Man does stay ahead in this group, scoring a total of 108 points. Then another tie. Mr. Dark and Papa Pugsley came into this tied at 64. They're tied again at 106. But Mr. Dark, 3 wins from 4 starts.
Plus he got the fastest lap.
That's true. That was a great effort.
Oh, and the most air.
Of course. How could I forget that?
So looking at the overall points now, Arlo still in number 1 spot with 116. Mick K on 115, Crazy Canuck on 109, Iron Man on 108, Mr. Dark on 106, Papa Pugsley on 106, Big Mike on 94, and Sean unfortunately back on 87 points.
Well, it has been a huge first round with some incredible action. We really hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. But that is enough for us today. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Tom Spanners Watson. He's Frank the Guru Gibbs. We look forward to seeing you next time.